guys, welcome to the Universal Epic Universe vlog. I'm so excited. I wanted to show you guys my outfit. So I got this dress on Amazon. I think I talked about it in my last video, but I'll link it down below. Not the Free People one. I spent like $32 on it because they were having like some Memorial Day special, and it comes with shorts. So like you can kind of see. And I don't know, it's just really light, airy, and I'm gonna need this because it is like, it's not pouring, but it was pouring just a minute ago, and it's gonna be hot, probably rainy. And yeah, I did all this for nothing, but it's, I don't know, it's just fun to do, so I did it. And then I'm just wearing my Adidas shoes. I guess the look I can say I'm going for, even though I've never been to this place nor really know about any of the lands except Nintendo Land or World, because I played Nintendo like at friends' houses and stuff. Other than that, I'm not very familiar with all this. But I guess you could say I'm going for a dark universe vibe because like my whole outfit's black. I don't know. I love wearing black to the parks because it's just like neutral, you know? And I want to get like the little headband, the Nintendo headband with the two little mushrooms. One's named Yoshi, I think, but I know if I wear black, it'll match everything, like no matter what headgear I'm gonna get. So that is my plan. Just to like plug my Instagram, if you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you do so because it'd mean the absolute world to me. I think the rain's slowed down enough because I need to get coffee, and I want to get like a little chicken biscuit because I'm gonna need to like actually eat something before I go, because I'm planning on staying until the park closes because I paid for a one-day pass to just Epic Universe. So I need to get my money's worth. So we're gonna be staying the entire time. I do not care if I'm sitting in a restaurant or like a gift shop. My butt is going to be on that property for as long as I can be. That is my plan because it was kind of expensive, but it's okay. I'm excited and I want to see the new park. So let's go. We made it out of the house. I got an umbrella because it's still like raining. It's not as hard as it was, but I got my chicken biscuit, and this is the first time I'm actually eating in my car because I was trying to like put it off until like a moment like this where I'm just gonna have to eat in the car, and it's fine because I don't want to get out because it's raining and stuff. So I'll just try to be careful. A crumb is a crumb, and I can just get the car detailed, but still. I'm like, oh my gosh, why? I do not want to be eating in the car. And now it's gonna smell like a little bit of Chick-fil-A. I love the smell in this car, and I wanted to preserve it as long as possible. It's okay. Like coffee is like an okay smell, but like fast food and like this sort of stuff, chicken biscuit, yeah, no, I don't want to be smelling this like every time I get in my car. Classic I-4 traffic, but it's all right. We got the coffee. Okay, so I finally made it. The GPS took me to the back of Epic Universe. And the guy was like, oh, you have to go, and then he gave me the directions, and I was like, okay. It was kind of confusing getting here, I'm not gonna lie, because I'm not too familiar with this like area. So after all like the construction stuff, it was fine, but I finally made it and paid for parking, $32. And they kind of have it like Disney where there's just a really, really big parking lot. Like you're not gonna park at City Walk or whatever. So yeah, and they have parking attendants just like Disney. Like think about going to Epcot. That's kind of what it's giving right now. And yeah, I feel really bad because my friend is like waiting on me, but I'm like kind of lost. So we made it though. I'm so excited, even though it's raining and stuff. Kind of sucks. And I'm kind of cold. Like I thought it was gonna be like burning hot, and now I'm like wishing I had a jacket on, but whatever. Oh my gosh, there it is. I've seen so many pictures of this thing, and I'm finally seeing it in real life. Yay! So we got into the park, and you use like facial recognition to get in, and I must have clicked the mute button because this clip has no audio. All right, so what is this called? The first portal?
I think so.
I don't know anything about this place. But we're heading in and it's raining. We're gonna get a picture probably in front of it when it like calms down a bit. All right, so this is what it looks like when you first enter the park. This is the park when you go to the right side. We're underneath this little canopy because it was raining. And I am so sorry. You're going to just hear a lot of voiceover because I've heard a lot of things about this camera, which is the Sony ZV-1 Mark II. People accidentally hitting the mute button and having it film in slow motion. So that's what I'm dealing with now. I didn't really realize this, so I hope that this is okay. You can still see everything really clearly, but the first thing we did is we went into this gift shop and I wanted to get a headband. So I was debating between the red and the green little mushroom things. Mari really liked this toad, and I'm looking for the headbands, but I'm also just taking in all of the stuff. So I'm trying on the headband here, and I also really liked the star and banana because I actually knew what those things were from the game. So I ended up going with the star and banana. I'm actually kind of glad you didn't get to hear my initial reaction to things because I just kept saying the same thing. Oh wow, this is cool, this is amazing, this is worth it. But the rest of the time when we just got there, we just looked around the store and looked at all the merchandise. I ended up buying the headband so I could wear it throughout the day. Here are some chocolate frogs, and we're looking at the keychains. We saw some Christmas ornaments. I knew I wanted to get one as a souvenir. I didn't end up getting that one, but I thought it was cool. Here's a really heavy ornament, and then here are some Harry Potter ornaments, and then we jumped over to this section which was how to train your dragon, and Mari thought these were cute. I think they're really cute too, but I haven't seen the movie. That was another thing too, like I didn't really know a lot of the characters, but all of the stuff was really cute. And then we got to see some of the Harry Potter stuff. There's some Pigglypuffs, I think that's the name. Here are some power-up bands, and we didn't get one because we don't have a pass. But if you plan on attending this park a lot, then I would recommend getting one because they're very interactive. We then exited the store and we kept going to the right. We were looking at this little area. I think that's the Starbucks. And then that is the Atlantic restaurant, which we ate at. We went to check out what Atlantic had on the menu because we really wanted to eat there. We then just continued on until we hit the How to Train Your Dragon land. I think this is Isle of Berk is what they call it. So this is the portal. We were all still so amazed. Here we are. We just entered and we were just going to walk in. We were still impressed even though it looks really gloomy and gray out. Like it really looks bad on camera, but it was a lot more bright when the sun came out. And we did go around again to all the islands. I know they're not islands, but we were debating which side to go on. Here's us talking to the camera, which you don't get anything of because it's in slow motion and there's no audio. Oh my gosh, this camera. We ended up going to the left of the circle, so here's just a quick pan. And I was really impressed with this like centerpiece that they had. Just the level of detail was amazing, and that's why I did a little close zoom up of that. Here is the first ride. I don't know what this one is called, but Mari and I were just talking about how we would not do that one. It just, I don't know. I actually rode that at a fair one time, like a kiddie version, and I was terrified. So definitely wouldn't go on that, but that's one of the rides. This is the entrance to the ride, I believe. And then we just checked out the little gift shop right next to it. So yeah, that's the ride. And then we're going to go into this little cottage over to the right. Here we go. So in this part of the vlog, I remember just walking in and apologizing to you guys for my weird comments about how cool this park is. And this is when I tell you that I don't know what these characters are, but they're cute. Now we're just like walking around and exploring the gift shop. They had a lot of these like lanyard things or like badge reels. So I don't know who would actually like wear those. I mean, I know I couldn't put like my badge for my job in one of those
characters, but here's some phone cases, t-shirts, cups, and yeah, like look at that, how cool. And then we're just gonna walk around this little store. This store wasn't that big, so yeah, that's a purse. We thought this animatronic was super cool, and the level of detail was really well done, honestly. This was the little candy shop, and I do remember the name of it. It was called How to Treat Your Dragon, and I thought it was so cute. I actually worked at Seuss Landing. I always mention that too, and I used to have to clean those like scoop things that people would use. So I was telling you guys about that and just looking around. The showcase was kind of foggy, but I went into the store again so you can see all of the cool sweet treats that they had later on in the video. This is one of the walls. It just had more mugs and stuffed animals. And then I was like, oh my gosh, rock candy, Valerie would love it. And then there's some cotton candy. That was always popular in the parks. People love buying cotton candy. And then we're just still circling around. I will say that they had a lot of gift shops in this land. This is another little gift shop that was tucked away that sold more merchandise. Look at how cute that little bag is. And then this is the dining hall. There was literally no one there because it was so early and it was raining and they're underselling tickets. So it was quite nice to get to see all this stuff with limited people. So this is what it looks like. So we just continued on our little path after seeing the dining hall, and this is just an overview of what the other side looks like. We then crossed over this bridge, and this is at the back of Isle of Berk, and then we had all of these little cool things. There are some directions which we desperately needed. There's me pointing. I'm like, yes. And then there's a little stand. It looks like they like sell water or popcorn or treats. And then going over this way, there's another store. So Mari and I decided to stop in. Even though they had like a lot of the same stuff, they also had some different stuff. And I was gonna give or buy Sherry these really cool socks, but I ended up not doing that. Yeah, look at this cute little backpack. So some of the stuff was different, but a lot of the stuff was still the same. So this is where you get the mac and cheese cones, and they were so cool looking. Not that I would get one because they didn't look like appetizing, but they looked really cool. And then there was another little kiosk, and then we just made our way around. I think Mari was like giving thumbs up or something, and then we were pretty much done with this island for the first round. So we exited, and then we got to see Stardust Racers. We would not ride this ride because we're just not ride people, especially like this, but it was really cool to see the roller coaster all in sync and doing its thing. So when you're not in any of the lands, you're in Celestial Park, and I just pointed at the little merry-go-round thing. We actually ended up riding that, and it was pretty fun. Here's Stardust Racers going across, like making their little cross, and that was cool. It's actually really cool at night. Then here is the little sign. I wanted to get a up-close shot of that, and then we're just still walking around. This is another little place to eat. It looks like quick service. And then just gonna pan around here to see another view, which is pretty much the same. It's just like a bunch of land. And then we have made it to Harry Potter. This is the little portal that you walk through, and it has like a little wand at the top here. I'm gonna show it. Yep, there it is. And then I'm gonna pan down probably. This is really nice view of walking through the portal. There was like nobody there. It was crazy. And then you enter, we went to the right side. You could go either way, but this is what you're greeted with. You're greeted with that thing. And then you go through the little arch or one of the other arches by the side, and then you will be in the Ministry of Magic, I believe. Yep. I will say this is probably Mari and I's favorite land or universe because of the level of detail and just, I mean, it was breathtaking. Obviously, it doesn't look so great because it's like rainy in this video, but again, we went back like when it was brighter out and it was just so cool looking. These are just some overview shots I got of Harry Potter because I was just like in such awe that number one, the level of detail, like I said, and number two, there was like no one there. So like I was like, oh, Mari, can you get my picture here? So I ended up getting my picture there. And then there are these little windowsills that are interactive. Some were interactive and then others just like moved on their own. There was like this suitcase one. I think I have a clip of that on my phone. I don't know. But just looking over here, I think that was stroller parking. Yeah, we went in there because we were like, what is this? And this other guy was in there and was like, yeah, are you hiding from the rain too? So that is just like a space there for strollers, and it looked really cool. And then that little thing in the middle, that was like an interactive thing. If you had one of the wands, you could use that. This is a nice little pan of that area that we were just in. And then here is the menu of this little bar area. We didn't end up getting a drink there, but we wanted to see it. And here is a quick trip in their little quick service dining hall area. It was kind of a long journey to get there. We didn't really know what we were doing, but here is where you can get your food, butter, beer. They were so nice. And then they actually had water set out. So to the left, they had water. And then we got some. Yep, there it is. And then we're just going to look at the seating area. There was a lot of seating. I think that this park, with how long the queues are and the accommodations for sitting and eating, there's just a lot of space. So I think they're expecting obviously really high numbers because of it just being new and stuff, which is good. So there's plenty of seating area. We came out after that, and this is where we were. I think this is where we came in. And then we wanted to see the queue for a couple of the rides. So this one is the Harry Potter ride. We didn't end up going on the ride because we didn't do a whole lot of rides, but we wanted to see this like green area that they're going into. And there's a whole like area. She was explaining, hey, we don't want to do it. We just want to see and like walk through. So we're going to walk through now. She was like videoing for her friend. And yeah, we're going to be spit out on the other side. And this is what it looks like. Just, it's so cool looking. Look at this. I mean, that's epic. No pun intended. And then they had like an area for people that just wanted to see the inside. So that's where we are right now. And I was just giving like a little pan of that area. And see, all of this space to the right side is for like just people who wanted to see. So that was cool. Then we went into this little gift shop. I think this was the dump store for the ride. I'm pretty sure. Or it was just another shop. But they just had a bunch of the Harry Potter merch. Nothing really stood out that was different. I liked those pink bows though. We went into the candy shop, and this is the pink building, kind of towards the right when you come into Harry Potter World. And they just had like chocolate frogs, all the normal stuff. And this is like a cool shot that we got outside with the Ferris wheel. And then after that, we headed into another store. This one was pretty cool. They actually had some different items, and they had these like cool robes. I think I'm going to go over there in just a minute, but I'm like, oh, let's get a pan of that. And then we come over. Yeah, this is the cute robe. I was like, I like this. If you were doing like a themed Harry Potter thing, like sleepover, then that would be like really cool to wear or have. And they were like silk material. And then we wanted to check out the dining hall. This is the dining hall for Harry Potter, obviously, and this is probably my favorite one because of just the decor. I really like the lighting in here. There was a bunch of mirrors everywhere. Hey. And then this is like the sitting area. And then we headed out. Here's the Helios Hotel. And what else are we doing? We're just walking around, seeing the sights. Then we came across this Asian restaurant, and I swear we walked past this dragon like 8 times when we were at the park, but we just wanted to see their menu. So here is their menu all up close and personal. It's called the Blue Dragon. And then we're headed into Dark Universe. This one was really cool at night. It really gave like graveyard vibes, and you'll see that at the end of this video. This is just the initial first time seeing all of the universes. So this is the portal. I liked this portal the best because I love the purple. I just think that that one looks the coolest. So then we're going to enter in, and this is what you're greeted with, all this like fog and smoke. It just, I don't know how they did it, but they did it really well. Like each universe really was done well, and you could see the amount of time and effort that was spent on everything in these universes or worlds, whatever you want to say. But there is this like area. Okay, so I'm kind of panning backwards, and then this is what it looks like when you're going forwards. I wanted to like kind of get all the details. This is one of the rides. It's like a roller coaster. Obviously we didn't do that one, but we watched from afar. And again, we're just like taking in everything and looking. Look at that light. I was impressed by that because it looks like, you know, it's all messed up, but it's not. Here's the castle. That's where the Frankenstein ride is. What's it called? Shoot, I don't know. But here are some other cute little fun clips of where to enter the ride and just various little things around the park. So look at that. I don't know, it looks cool. It looks so old and raggedy, but it's actually not. These people were in such good character. They were luring us in. I was like, are you luring us in? And we're just like, oh, we're just gonna look. So this is where you can get the black hamburger, because we did see one. I didn't like get a picture of one, but we're gonna go into the queue here. Thought I would get a quick shot of this little friend here. And then this is their dining hall, and it looks really cool. If I had to pick a quick service place, I think I would eat here because look at those chairs. Then we headed into my favorite, I think this was my favorite gift shop because there was just like so much cool stuff. Look at the beaker glasses. They had sweatshirts. Like it was like anatomy based because Frankenstein and stuff. I haven't really like watched any of the movies, but I thought this stuff was like really cool. So we're just like looking at the dresses here. It looks like a, you know, spooky bride dress. There's a little coffin. And then what else did we see? Little vampire guys. There's some figurines here. And then there's some fans. I know Marika commented on the fans. She was like, ooh, these are powerful. And I'm like, oh, look at these little headbands. Over there in that room, you could get your face painted. Now, I don't know who would want to do that in like 100-degree weather, but the concept is fun. I definitely wouldn't recommend that because that would be super uncomfortable. And then we were just like walking around, and I'm like, oh my gosh, surgical instruments, like gotta get a clip of that. I can spot those a mile away. So I had to do a little overview and look myself at the instruments that they had. And then they had a little notebook, and look, I was like, oh my gosh, a heart, because I haven't made a whole video, but I am in CVOR now. And then we were done with that land, so we were just like walking around Celestial Park more. And then we were like, oh, this is a cute bar. And then we were looking at Frosty Moon, and we really wanted a cookie from there, but they like ran out when we were gonna get some. It was around like 5, I think, that we were gonna try to get one because it was still like kind of early. Yeah, there's the cookie that we wanted. Didn't get it, but it's fine. Then we just walked around more. I think, again, we were just looking at, you know, the restaurants around. There was, like, plenty to eat. Oh, this was the barbecue place. Yeah, this was like a smokehouse. And it smelled really good on the outside. And then there's a Starbucks. How cool is that? We were, like, commenting there were, like, 2 Starbuckses. And then there was Pizza Moon. That looked cool. And as you can see, this is like kind of in slow motion, but it's fine. And then we saved the best for last. We wanted to see Super Mario World last. So there was a cute little fountain. And then here is the portal. I love the star on the floor. Here is the top of it. And then you head up onto the escalators. Look how excited Mario was. I cannot believe that the audio is like not here. But then we headed up, and this is where it spits you out. So you're in Princess Peach's castle, and then you're gonna exit through the castle. So this is exactly what you see right when you enter, and it is honestly breathtaking. It is so bright, and as you can see, it was gloomy out. So when I say bright, I mean your eyes are like, oh my gosh, I can't handle this. Here's the Toadstool Cafe, and then these are some clips from my phone, so there's some audio.
Yoshi is stopped momentarily and could resume motion at any time.
Look at him holding the Yoshi. Or Luigi. Oh, it's Luigi.
So now we've made it downstairs. I will say the Mario World has so many stairs. Here's the Toadstool Cafe again. And then Mario and Luigi decided to join us. So again, we're downstairs and they're going to go up onto this little platform, like a little miniature stage for their little meet and greet. And I thought it was so cute. Everyone was like lined up to meet them. There was fun music playing. But I will say there's just so many stairs here, and there isn't a lot of shade either. So some of the reviews that you might be seeing, everything is true what they're saying. I would definitely want to see this part at night because it's just so cool. You could kind of see the castle. And there was another little place to get like food or beverage. We're going to walk around. So we're going to go to Donkey Kong now. These little things are really cool. Yep, there we go. The little cube with the question mark. Those are interactive with the power-up bands, which is super cool. Now we're headed into the Donkey Kong area, and to get to Donkey Kong, you have to be in Super Mario World. So this is what you're greeted with when you enter. And then again, it's still super bright, but they did such a good job with this theming. The music is like so cool too. And we kept seeing all of these like ice cream things. You get them at this little shop here. You'll see it in just a minute. So this is where you get the banana something. That guy has it right there. We saw like 10 people carrying one of those things. This ride over here looks really fun. I think I would be able to do it. I think it's that one. You can kind of see the little barrel. Yep, there it is. I think I could do it. I watched some POVs on TikTok and it looks pretty fun. So now we're headed into this gift shop. I think this is the really big Mario gift shop, and they had really cute things. Nothing stood out to me that like, oh, I need this. I mean, I got my headband earlier that morning. There was tons of plushies. There was cups. What else did they have? Figurines. Just like a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, this is what the inside of their big store looked like. Now we're jumping into the Toadstool Cafe, and this was so cute. I don't really recommend eating here though, because like I haven't seen one positive thing about this restaurant. Again, that was just me like watching TikToks and reviews. I don't know if I would eat here because just haven't heard anything really good. This is the exit, so when you're leaving this part, this is what you exit through.
What have you guys gotten to do so far that's really stood out to you? Outside of this?
Postcard art.
Next, we had lunch, and we decided to eat at Atlantic and like see if we could get in there. We went first thing, like when they opened kind of. Here's the bar area, and yay, we get to eat like in front of the windows. That's kind of what I was wanting. We hit all of our goals on this trip, so that was great. Look at our seats. We got to sit right next to the water. Look at this view. Here is a little overview of the menu. we obviously got the same thing. You'll see here in a minute. We were commenting on the silverware, really cool because they were like fish. And then look at these like pieces of art, the little fish up there. And got a glass of rosé because why the heck not? And then our food had arrived. Well, our first part, we got some fries. We got Caesar salad and chicken. That was Parmesan cheese. So now I started kind of filming on my phone. So we got butterbeer for dessert. All right, so I got my butterbeer because requirement. So this is a perfect little dessert. And then I think Maury and I are gonna get a cookie later, right? It's gotta been like 2 years since I've had this. Like, it's been a long while. Oh, it's so good. So I'm telling you and Mari at the same time because it's funny. So fun fact, as you guys know, I used to work at Universal and I worked at Seuss Landing, and I would like, you know, check out the floor, make sure everything's like put back, and in this like plushy area, someone left their butterbeer cup, their empty butterbeer cup with a napkin in it. in the plushy area, and I went like, ew. Yeah. Like, it was so gross. I know. I'm like, oh my gosh. But every time I get butterbeer and I see this cup, I do think of that story. We're going to check out Helios because it's right here on our walk. Here is a shot of the statue when you're about to head into the Helios Hotel. And we just entered through the park entrance. They had this little cafe there. And then we're going to head into the lobby. So if you're coming in from the lobby, this is like the left side. But here's a little gift shop. And here is the lobby. Very grand. It smelled so good in there. I can't really describe what it smelled like. But yeah, we were commenting on how pretty the wall art was. And then there was this really pretty centerpiece. There was a bar right there and a restaurant that looked really good. And then here's another shot of the bar. Our first ride of the day.
First ride, say it.
The animals like go higher. I'm like, I'm scared. Yeah.
But they are really high.
They are higher than I like have seen. This is another store. I don't think we took a peek in, but it's still like Super Mario.
It's like a pen.
Mari was really smart and was like, oh, this is the dump store to the ride. We wanted to ride this ride, but it's like 15 minutes, so. I guess it's like a good one if it's already that long of a wait.
Look how slow Yoshi's adventure is. We're going.
Yay! This is what we were trying to go for.
Yep. It's cute. We got the orange one. Collected eggs. Ooh. He's like a baby. Oh, this is
We came back to Dark Universe to see the queue of this ride. We wanted to see the queue of Dark Universe's ride. This is it, right? Well, not the stair part. Oh, look, Mari.
What's in there?
It's a white jacket. I know.
Walk fast, walk fast.
Okay.
That's cool.
Instrumentation. Ooh, oh my goodness. Oh, cool, look at them. Gotta love it. No, but for real, that is an eye retractor, like for real.
He's gonna have some back pain.
Oh my gosh. All right, so the ride was fun. Just kidding. We skipped out on it, so, but we're at the little dump store here. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna try to go to the bar. Here. This is so nice. It's so pretty here. Thank you. Here is a little glimpse over the menu. I think the rest of this video is mainly filmed on my phone because this camera battery was gonna die. So here we go. Okay, so we're trying to see the pool, but we don't have a key card. So this is the shot you're gonna get. They have like a wraparound bar, which looks really cool. And they have a pretty big pool. So, uh-oh, I'm feeling some drops of rain, sadly. It's brighter out. It looks a lot better. We're back to Isla Berk. How to Train Your Dragon.
The white chocolate one.
All right, now you can finally see.
Those are chocolate Rice Krispie treats.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
We don't have anywhere.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, you can actually see the case now, which is nice.
We're mad. We waited in line in the hot sun for a chocolate chip cookie, and they don't have any.
Yep. So we're going to this bakery that might have them.
Yeah,
Might. So this is another gift shop here, but also they have sweet treats. So hopefully they have like some chocolate chip cookies. So they don't have chocolate chip cookies or well, they have sugar cookies, but they don't have like cookies in general there, which is interesting. All right, so we're at Starbucks because when in doubt, go to Starbucks to get a chocolate chip cookie. Needed the second coffee of the day, and we finally found our chocolate chip cookie.
And milk.
And milk. Where there is a will, there is a way. We got our cookie and milk and coffee. Girl dinner. Water. We had the cookie and popcorn. Thank you.
You are so welcome. You guys enjoy.
Thanks. We're doing our souvenir shopping. At least I am. And we came into this shop. We've been in here before. This is the really big one at the front of the park. So I'm trying to find an Epic Universe mug. All right, so we are heading to Super Mario because it's starting to get dark and I really want to see it at night. I know this isn't really like night, but I want to see it. We're gonna try to get on this ride. Okay, I can see where people like this because look at all of these lights. Yay, we're gonna get to go on. I know. You have to take a picture for him. Max, we have something for you. It's her fiance. Here we go, since you're gonna force him to watch this video. Here's Bowser for you. Well, we finally get to ride this ride, so. Yeah. We've been wanting to ride this one, but it was just like too long. So we're like, okay, screw it. But now we can, so it's a sign we should. That's cute. And we have, the ride queues here are so cute.
I'm obsessed. You know how everything's like mini?
Yeah.
Driving in this version. I love it.
Look at the
I want it.
books.
Look how big the books are. Oh my god. It's great.
Look at the big chair. How cool is this?
There's something you press both of them down and you just look at the name.
That's so fun. You can't see anything, but anyway. How fun!
Wait, how many points did you get?
I don't know, probably like. It's very pretty at night. I wanted to show you guys. Very cool. So we were told to look at Dark Universe at night. So that's what we're gonna do. And then we're probably gonna head out But look at Helios. It's so pretty. I feel like I'm walking into Halloween. It's pretty dark. Was that there before? That statue looking thing? Okay, Dark Universe tonight. It looks like a graveyard at a theme park.
Yeah.
Like, ooh. I see why people are like, you need to see it at night.
Wait, oh my god, imagine going through the Frankenstein queue at night. And then
No
going out
thanks.
into the next
Right? Had to show you guys this cute little thing. There's like little sushi in the back there. Oh, restrooms. Not bad, not bad. All right. It's pretty. Oh, that's so cool. Oh my goodness. All right, so we've seen everything else. So we were like, all right, let's see the How to Train Your Dragon one. All right, this one's pretty cool. It's giving Pandora, kind of. Not really, but it's like low key with some color, fire here. Yeah, there's some film on that like you can't see inside, but now you can. Here's the front of the park, and then with Helios in the background. Look at that. This camera just really doesn't do it justice.